In this video, I just wanted to share with you some of the things that can make Adobe Illustrator a little bit easier to use. And one of them is how to zoom in and out of your file. To do that, unlike in a lot of other programs on your computer where you might use the control key and then the tracker or the wheel on your mouse, in Illustrator and Photoshop, actually all Adobe products use the Alt key. So if you hold Alt down and then use the wheel on your mouse, you can zoom in and out. The other thing about Illustrator is recognizing that this filled arrow is a selection tool. You can hover over that and you say it's selection tool. There's a different type of selection tool as well, and that's the direct selection tool. So if you have some objects that are grouped together, like this one, you can see this is it's highlighting everything, but you want to very specifically select this pink circle. If you change your arrow to that direct selection and hit that pink, well actually I'm going to unselect everything first, and now just hit the pink circle, it lets you select that particular object directly instead of ungrouping everything. So maybe you wanted to change the color of that. So that is another trick, this option of this direct selection tool. The other thing that this direct selection tool enables you to do is actually edit shapes. So when you click that, it will show you the points, and you can actually grab those and you can edit them. So if I want to make this shape different here, I can do that by using the direct selection tool. If you try to do that with this tool, you'll notice it just gives you this bounding box. That's just giving you the whole shape. And in order to actually select one object with this filled arrow, I gotta keep clicking in through all of the layers or ungroup the object. So those are some differences between those two different tools. They're neither more useful than one another or less useful, they just do different things. Another set of tools that are very useful in Illustrator are rulers. So if I come up to View and I scroll down to Rulers, I can say Show Rulers. So this is popping up, and I can tell from the numbers here that this is not in inches. So if you think better in inches, then you can right click and you can actually change this to inches. And what's cool about the ruler is that you can actually now create guides from it. If you click in the ruler itself and then drag down, you can actually create a guide that shows up right here. And then if you click it again, you can move it around. If you want to do one that is vertical, then you click on this ruler and drag it this way. So there are those. And now back into the view, if you go to rulers again, you have a few other options. You can say hide them, I'm sorry, not rulers, guides. You can go to hide guides, lock guides, release guides. So if I lock them, I can't accidentally move them now or edit them. But if I do need to get rid of them, then I go back to view and I go to guides and then I say clear. Or if I want to move them and keep them, then I can say unlock and move them. So guides are very useful, but you're not going to be able to get to them until you turn the ruler on. And again, the ruler was in the view and they're here. One final tip or trick that often trips people up is how to actually type on curved paths. So like if I wanted to type something on this curve right here, how I would actually do that. So the way that I would do that is there is a tool over here in this type tool. If you right click, you get a lot more menu items, and I can say type on a path tool. If I come in here, there's a lot of paths right here. Look, oh, I want to type on this path. If you click it, you'll notice what happens is it turns that whole object transparent, because basically what you're saying is use that path to type some type and I don't want anything else. We probably don't want to do that, so I'm going to just Control Z. Before I can use this tool then, I need to make sure that I have a path to type on. So I'm going to actually click the pen tool here. I'm going to use that to draw kind of a new path using the same kind of outline of this. And the pen tool is a little tricky to use. There are a lot of videos online how to use the pen tool. In my experience, it takes practice. Once you start practicing it with it, you'll kind of figure it out. One thing here is you can see that I've created my little path, but now I'm like, I want to be done creating the path. If I hit escape, then it escapes out of the tool. Now I can actually go back to my type on a path and you're like, well, I don't want my graphic to look like that. Don't forget, the Type on a Path tool will make that path transparent, so I don't need to worry about what it's appearing as color-wise. I can just now click, and there's some type right here, and I can replace it with any type that I want. I can increase the size of it, change the font, all sorts of things now with typing on the path. So a very useful tool with a little bit of a trick to it.